Hello, hello, and welcome to Esteem Builders Coaching. I'm so glad that you are here today. So today, this is where we talk about all things relationships. And you might be wondering why relationships? Well, it's because relationships are the number one factor in your overall health and happiness in your life. And how can I say that? Because it is based on a 75 years worth of research and studying. And because let's face it, relationships are everywhere. We cannot escape them. So unless you're planning on like hiding out on a deserted island and not talking to anybody ever, then we got to get good at relationships, at communicating, at problem solving and handling conflict and disagreements, because relationships are everywhere. Whether it's work with coworkers or your boss, whether it's at home in your marriage or with your kids and parenting, whether it's with your own extended family or your friends, we cannot escape relationships. So we might as well learn some awesome skills so that we can be amazing at them. So if you're afraid that you suck at relationships, then you have come to the right place, and I'm so happy you're here. So if you're wondering who I am your host, Sarah Madras, and as a motivational speaker and a relationship therapist, I have spent the last 12 years working with couples and families, and also in my own marriage, on how to learn these relationship skills so that we can be successful rather than having another failed relationship. And I'm so passionate about this because I've seen what failed relationships and divorce and breakups can do, and how painful that is for everyone involved, or how painful it is to stay in relationships where you feel hurt or where you feel that you're not heard or disrespected. And so since we can't escape relationships, let's get so amazing at them that we can enjoy them and that we can get the love that we deserve, and so that we can feel loved and connected. So that is what I want for you. I want you to be so badass at relationships that every relationship you have has more fulfilling moments and more love and more joy than it has pain. So today we're going to be answering a question that came in. And if you ever have any questions that you want to submit, I do a relationship Q&A. So think of it as kind of like a Dear Abby from back in the day, like an advice column. So if you want to email me your question, just click on the email address that's in the link or in the description and shoot me your questions. So the question that I received was, what do I do when I know I've screwed up? And so the backstory on this is that the person committed to doing something and then totally forgot. Got the date screwed up and just completely messed up and didn't show up to where they were supposed to be and didn't honor their commitment. And when they realized, oh no, I totally screwed this up, they didn't know what to do or how to make it better. And so if that ever happens to you, and it's going to happen, it happens to all of us. We are human and we make mistakes. And whether that mistake is forgetting a date and missing something, or whether the mistake is you said something and it unintentionally hurt somebody's feelings, we all make mistakes. And so mistakes are part of learning, and it's part of growing. That's how our brain develops, right? So if you make a mistake, there's 4 steps that you do. So step 1 is you take ownership of it. So you own it and you take responsibility and you say, oh no, I made a mistake. I missed this. I misunderstood. I wrote down the date wrong and I screwed up and I didn't show up where said I was going to. And then you apologize and you say, so step 2 is apologize. I'm sorry that I didn't show up when I said that I was going to. And then you say, I hope that you can forgive me. And then hopefully the person says, yes, I understand. You're human. Things happen. I forgive you. And then step 3 is you do the repair. And this is so crucial because think about it. When we're kids and like when kids are, playing on the playground or something, and a little kid comes over and he takes the toy out of the sandbox that the little kid was playing with. He snatches it away and he says, my toy, my turn, and he goes and plays with it. So he made a mistake by snatching the toy from the other kid when he was playing with it instead of waiting his turn. So as parents, we come over and we say, go give Johnny the dump truck back and tell him you're sorry. And so the little kid goes over and says, I'm sorry, and hands the dump truck back. And we never teach them how to then repair that relationship. Because when a mistake happens, maybe there's hurt there that then needs to be mended. When a mistake happens, it kind of can break that connection, and it needs to be repaired so that you can connect again. And so it's important to then come back and do a repair, which is the step 3. So in the example of, you stole Johnny's dump truck, go tell him you're sorry. And then you say, Johnny, do you forgive him for stealing your dump truck? Yes, okay. Okay, can you guys give each other a hug to make this better so you can make each other feel better again and connect again? And so in that moment, that hug is the repair. And so when you're apologizing, I am sorry that blank made you feel blank. Next time I will blank, okay? So we'll use the example of the little kids in the sandbox. So you go over, Johnny, I'm sorry that I took your dump truck because it made you feel sad. And next time I will ask for my turn or ask to say, can you share that with me next? And so it helps. The reason it's so important to not just say, oh, I'm sorry I took the dump truck. The reason it's important to say it this way is because you're taking ownership of the mistake of taking the dump truck. You're acknowledging and validating that person's feelings of, when I took that, it made you feel sad. And then you're reassuring them and making them feel comfortable by you telling them what plan of action are you going to do in the future to make sure that doesn't happen again. So next time I'll ask, hey, can I have a turn next instead of just taking it? So now we're going to use this with the example that was emailed in. So you would say, I am so sorry that I forgot to show up to this event. I know that I committed to that and I said I would, and I messed up the dates. I'm so sorry that I let you down and that I disappointed you. And next time I'll make sure to double check the date so that I have it at the right time and put a reminder on my phone so that this doesn't happen again. So you're taking ownership, you're acknowledging the other person's feelings, and you're telling them of what you're going to do differently in the future so that they can feel safe that it won't happen again. So if you, if you said something and it hurt somebody's feelings, you would say, I'm sorry that I said how you felt wasn't important, or I'm sorry that I just blew you off the other day when you were talking to me. I know that made you feel like it wasn't important of what you were saying, and I know that made you feel sad and unloved and or rejected. Next time when you're talking to me, I'll put my phone down so that you can tell that I am interested in what you're saying and that you are important to me. So you see how totally different that is versus, oh, I screwed up, I'm sorry. Because that's so vague, and then it doesn't make the person really feel heard or understood. But when you add in those extra components, then it makes them feel heard and understood. So then they feel safe again to connect with you. And then that's when you do the step 3 of the repair of, okay, this happened, and now can I repair it by, can I come over later on next weekend in order to do that task with you that I missed last weekend? So that would be the repair, is you're figuring out a new date, a new plan to reschedule it because you missed it the first time. Or if you said something and it hurt somebody's feelings, maybe the repair is to do something extra nice of, I don't know, like buying them their favorite candy, or saying, I'm going to give you a foot massage later tonight. Or like with my son, he wrote an apology letter when he made a mistake, and the apology letter was the repair. And so just think of the repair as that way to reconnect after a hurt or a pain has happened. So the repair is such a crucial part of rebuilding that relationship and rebuilding that connection. So it's a crucial part of when you screw up, of fixing it, is how do I repair this now that I fixed it? When you break something, how do I repair this? Well, I'll glue it back together. I made a mistake. I knocked over the lamp. I'm so sorry. I know that lamp was so important to you and you're sad that it's broken. I won't play soccer in the house anymore so that this doesn't happen again. And to repair it, to help soothe your pain, I'm going to glue the lamp back together and try to fix it, okay? And then the last step number 4, is self-forgiveness. And so you've owned it. You've given the, heartfelt apology that has acknowledged their feelings and has set up a plan of how you're going to prevent this from happening again. You've repaired the relationship and the hurt. And now it's time to forgive yourself. And so releasing any guilt or regret or shame and just saying, mistakes are how I grow, and I am learning from this, and I'm going to use that experience to learn and not do it in the future. And so I forgive myself too. I've done everything I can to heal this relationship with the other person, and I'm going to do my best to not repeat these mistakes in the future. And so I can forgive myself for this too, just like they've forgiven me. And so it's really important to not carry all that around with you as extra baggage, because we are humans and we're constantly, learning. We're imperfect creatures and we're never going to handle everything correctly all the time. There's going to be misunderstandings and miscommunications. And so we are imperfect. And with that comes the ability to grow in self-forgiveness of, I'm probably going to screw up sometimes. And when I do screw up, I'm going to own the hell out of it. And because I love you and care about you, I'm going to fix it. And I'm going to repair whatever it is that is broken or whatever I screwed up on. And I'm going to make it better between us. And then I'm going to forgive myself. Okay? So I hope that helps answer the question of what do I do when I screw up? And just follow those 4 easy steps of own it, apologize for it, repair the relationship, and then forgive yourself. All right? Until next time, feel free to like and share this video. Invite your friends to subscribe as well. And if you have any relationship questions you want me to answer for you, shoot me an email and I will record a video for you, and maybe it'll be the next episode. Thanks so much. Bye-bye. Until then, remember, build what you need.